Hey, what's up, sports fans? It's your man Sean with the What You Heard Sports Show YouTube channel. It's been a long time, been a very, very long time. COVID threw a monkey wrench in everybody's plan, had everything topsy turvy. But I'm back. Wildcard weekend. Want to give you some thoughts, some updates, some picks, the whole nine. So I'm going to be quick. Let's get it. All right. So the first matchup of the weekend, we got the Indianapolis Colts against the Buffalo Bills. The Colts have to travel to Buffalo. Their starting cornerback looks like they may be out, as well as their strong safety. So no one thought that Buffalo would be in this position right now. So they're rolling. It seems to be like they're clicking on all cylinders, especially on offense. So we're about to find out. The Colts defense is pretty good. So we're going to figure out whether the Buffalo Bills are the real deal. So this should be a good matchup, in my opinion. I think it's going to come down to turnovers and the kicking game. So to me, Buffalo's defense is not that stout. It's not like it's lights out, and they're just gonna in my opinion, gonna just totally shut the Colts down. So the main key in this game, turnovers, kicking game. So whoever is able to turn the other team over or capitalize on a turnover and kick extra long field goals when they can't get down in the red zone is going to be the winner. Now, in my opinion, the other thing that's going to be a big factor in this game is, will the Colts be able to slow down the combination of Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs? Stephon Diggs has been a monster all season. He's been killing it. He's been dominating. So can the Colts shut that down and put him in a box, put the handcuffs on him, clink, clink? Can he do that? Oh, I don't know. So my pick for this game is I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills. They won their division this year. They've been playing really good ball. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, like I just mentioned, have been balling. So I'm going to pick the Buffalo Bills to win. Let's go 24-17 by a touchdown. 24-17. All right. Next game up for Saturday is going to be the LA Rams and the Seattle Seahawks. So the big thing is going to be whether Goff is going to be playing with his busted up finger. So that's the big question mark. If he does play, how effective will he be? The Seattle defense has, in the latter part of the season, been a lot more stout, a lot more accountable. Jamal Adams and Carlos Dunlap have stepped in, played a major role in them coming from where they were to where they are now. Again, Russell Wilson has been the consummate professional, the consummate playmaker, even under duress. So, again, this would be another good matchup. They're division foes, so they know each other really, really well. They played a couple times already, and it's going to come down to whether Aaron Donald and that defense can make enough plays to keep them in the game. And if John Wolford is going to be playing rather than Jared Goff, that defense has to make enough plays. Jalen Ramsey on the back end, covering Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, and all those guys. Can the Rams defense make enough plays? I say no. So I'm going to pick the Seattle Seahawks to win 24-10. 24-10. The Rams can't put up enough points without Goff being there. If Goff is there, I think the score is a little tighter, but I still take the Seattle Seahawks. All right, in the nightcap for Saturday, it's going to be the Tampa Bay Bucks against the Washington football team. Washington has been playing some pretty good ball, playing not very good, but playing some decent defense. Alex Smith has been in and out of the lineup. His calf has hindered him, much to the chagrin of the team. So there's been a lot of turmoil within that organization. Dwayne Haskins is out of the door. Ron Rivera has been fighting cancer. So they've persevered all year long to be where they are. So my hat's off to them. I tip the cap to them to do what they do, even in the worst division in football this particular year. So Tampa Bay Buccaneers have all the weapons, everything going for them. The only drawback they have on offense is Mike Evans and whether he'll be able to play with his he hyperextended his knee, so whether he'll be able to come in and give them any meaningful time. But they have tons and tons of weapons. Antonio Brown, Godwin, Rojo running the ball, and then defense, they need to come to play. They should be able to put enough pressure. The thing about this game that intrigues me so much is Washington's defense. Will they be able to put enough pressure on Tom Brady to turn the ball over? If they don't turn the ball over, if they don't turn Tom Brady over, either strip sacks or interceptions, it might not be a dramatic blowout, but they won't be in the game. They will not be in the game. I don't think they have enough offensive firepower to keep up with Tampa Bay if they do not turn them over at least 3 times. Washington has to have 3 turnovers and capitalize, score at least 17 points off of those turnovers to have an opportunity to win. If they do not, the score is going to be like 24-3, 24-7, something like that in my opinion, or maybe more. So if they don't turn them over, Washington has no shot whatsoever. So, not the biggest Brady fan. I think he's been benefited by calls, cheating, and a whole lot of other things, but that's neither here nor there at this particular point. So I don't think he's the GOAT. He's the most accomplished quarterback to ever play in the National Football League. But the GOAT, no. No. That title is reserved for someone else like Joe Montana. It is my GOAT, in my opinion. So, on to Sunday's games. All right, the first game on the billet for Sunday is going to be the Ravens against the Titans. They have to go to Tennessee. Can Lamar get over the hump? He's had some playoff woes the past couple of years, one and done, and that's been it. So, can he go into Tennessee? Can him and the offense make enough plays? Tennessee's defense is pretty good. Can they make enough plays to get the job done? And then on the defensive side, can Baltimore slow down Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill, A.J. Brown, and those receivers. So it's going to be a really good game. The weekend is chock full of good games and good matchups. This is just another one of them. Can the Titans duplicate their magical run of last year? They got a good balance. Vrabel is what seems to be an excellent coach. He mixes up and has a balanced attack, run, pass, and he ensures that he puts enough running plays in the game so they have to respect it. It's not like they've ever abandoned the run. Not that I've seen in any game that they've played. So they've been beaten, even though they've had that balanced attack. But I've never seen them just abandon the run quickly in a game and not just put forth the effort to try to run the ball and shove it down your throat. So can Baltimore, Lamar Jackson and that offense make enough plays, slow down Derrick Henry, and get the job done? This is a tough call for me. I really don't have, I really don't feel strongly one way or the other. I think this is another game that's going to come down to turnovers. So if Lamar Jackson can get the running game going and make enough passes, to me it's going to be a pretty tight game. If he doesn't turn the ball over, I think they win a squeaker like 24-21 or 28-27. So I don't see either team just dominating the other and just blowing the doors off of them. But I got Baltimore in a squeaker, either 28-27 or 24-21, Baltimore. All right, the next game up, Chicago against the New Orleans Saints. Mitchell Trubisky has come in after they benched Nick Foles or whatever the case, and he's done a commendable job. Matt Nagy has put him in the right position to win games coming down the stretch, and he gave them the perfect opportunity to get into the playoffs. But that's where it stops. That's where the buck stops. Right here, right now. Sunday, second game. The Saints, their offense is too powerful. Their defense is too stout. Mitchell Trubisky is not going to be able to make enough plays. So this particular run, they're going to have to figure out at the end of the day whether they're going to keep Mitchell Trubisky there as their quarterback or go out via free agency or later on in the draft and get a new guy to come in, and then Nick Foles can be the backup and ship Mitchell Trubisky out to somewhere else, or either bring a free agent in from somewhere else, a Carson Wentz, Deshaun Watson, Jimmy Garoppolo, Matthew Stafford, Matt Ryan, Cam Newton, any of those guys to come into the fold and be your starting quarterback, or whether you just want to start from scratch. So they didn't pick up the fifth-year option on Mitchell Trubisky because he's not their future. So one of the two things is going to happen after the Saints demolish them this weekend. Prepare to look for somebody in free agency or prepare to draft a new quarterback. So I got the Saints in an easy win, 31-10. 31-10 Saints. Easy win. And the nightcap, Cleveland Browns against my Pittsburgh Steelers. Very unhappy with the Steelers. They rested players instead of, for whatever reason, coaching staff, Mike Tomlin, whoever felt as though we're going to rest our starters. We already got a playoff berth. We've already won the division. The matchup is favorable. We're going to play Cleveland now in the last game of the season. And then if they win, if they beat us with our backups and some of our starters, then we're going to play them in the first round of the playoffs. To me, I think that was a terrible mistake. I'd rather you go in, do work, put them out the playoffs. So this, to me, this is a setup for an upset. So Cleveland Browns fans, to me, you should have put your foot on their throat, snuff out any life that they had flickering in their eyes. You should have just snuffed it out, put them out their misery, and deal with the consequences of playing whoever you matched up with, whether it's Baltimore or the Colts or whoever. I could have swallowed that a lot better than this particular matchup. Cleveland, in my opinion, can be a very dangerous team. Now, they are hindered by some people being out, one of them notably being the head coach, Kevin Stefanski, and some other key players. Cleveland is licking their chops. And the Steelers have been notorious for playing down to their competition. They've done it all year. We've been doing it with smoke and mirrors. We barely won 3 or 4 games earlier in the year to stay unbeaten. So I really don't. Ben Roethlisberger has been playing up and down and up and down. To me, they run a horrible type of offense. Bubble screen here, bubble screen there, 3-yard out, 2-yard out. And they have guys in one-on-one matchups. And then instead of, if you're going to do bubble screens and quick outs, you need to have bunch formations, try to confuse the DBs, and run crossing routes out of those bunch formations, but they just line up 4 or 5 wide out, and they just try to get 2 yards and have them beat one guy. To me, that's a horrible game plan. Terrible, terrible game plan. You see how Cincinnati just manned up and dominated them, punched them in the mouth. I think Cleveland is going to try to take a page out of their book. If I was Cleveland, I would. Because the setup, the format, and the way they run plays, in my opinion, is horrible. So we shall see. We have no running game. We haven't really had a running game all year long. So without the running game to keep those linebackers and other people at bay, the defensive ends and D linemen from rushing, they have no threat of a running game. So they automatically know what we're going to do, or know what the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to do. So I think the Steelers are right. I think this will be the biggest upset, even though I'm a die-hard to the core Steelers fan all day. But I'm a realist. Again, I said it, and I've been telling my friends and other people, we've been doing it with smoke and mirrors all season long. Yeah, we were 11-0, but we could have lost 3 games prior to reaching that 11-0 record. If you look at the score, go back and look at the games. We should have lost to Tennessee. I can't remember the game right after that. We barely skirted by in that particular game. So there's two or three games like back to back that we just eked out wins. And they say, oh, well, a win is a win. Yes, but it's how you win. They didn't win in a dominating fashion. Like they were just crushing people, and they were just crushing every every team in their path to get to that 11-0 record. So no, the defense wasn't dominant. The offense wasn't dominant. We just, in my opinion, lucked up to that 11-0 record. So now we're going to see the rubber meets the road. We're in the playoffs. Um, we gave the Cleveland Browns some confidence that, ooh, after 20 years, they're in the playoffs. They made the playoffs. They were so excited. You gave them some momentum. Can we come out and strangle the just rip that momentum from their chest? Just deep, just plunge into their chest, pull their heart out, show it to them while it's still pumping. Can we take their heart? Or because of Kevin Stefanski being out, will they be a ball control offense? Don't make mistakes. Do play action. They have great wide receivers in their receiving core. They had a nice defensive line, some good defensive linebackers and DBs. Here's where Tomlin will be exposed as not so much of a brilliant coach, not so much of one of the best coaches, but he will be exposed as a fraud, a guy who has benefited from Ben Roethlisberger being there for his entire career, for Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell being there for most of his career. Yes, he had an 8-8 record last year with Duck Hodges and Mason Rudolph. But it's not like, he did it without a really good defense. And the other thing that I want to point to also is, so we're missing Bud Dupree as well as Devin Bush. So our pass rush has not been the same since then. Can we amp it up? Can we put enough pressure on Baker Mayfield to make some mistakes? I say no. Missing those two guys is going to be huge in my opinion. They're going to double TJ Watt. Who's going to step up to the bat? Some guy's going to have to step up to the bat. I don't think they're going to be able to do it. I think Cleveland is going to run the ball down our throat, take the ball out of Ben Roethlisberger's hand, take the air out of the ball, and they will win a close game. I think they're going to win something like 20-17. 20-17, Cleveland Browns shock the Pittsburgh Steelers. Nobody else is picking the Cleveland Browns. I'm a Steeler fan, but I'm picking the Cleveland Browns because, and I'll eat every word that I say if the Steelers miraculously come up and win the game tomorrow. So, one tidbit that I forgot to mention earlier. So the DBs, Mike Evans being questionable. What was it that I wanted to mention? So supposedly Jamal Adams and the running back Carson are questionable. Jamal Adams was so excited to make it into the playoffs. He's going to play without a doubt. So, again, those are my picks. Again, I'll go over them right quickly, and then I'll say peace out. So, I got Buffalo winning against Indianapolis. I can't remember the score I gave to you earlier, but then I got Seattle winning in a tight game. I have Tampa Bay winning handily, not a total blowout like 31-3 or nothing, but I got them winning like 24-7, 24-10, easy win. Then I got Baltimore, Tennessee. I don't know if Lamar can make enough plays. It's going to be a tight game. Again, I think it's a really pick 'em game. I think Lamar will get over the hump. I can't remember who I picked earlier, and maybe I'm rethinking my pick right now. That was a tough one. I can't remember who I picked. But I might have flip flopped right now, but I'm gonna take Tennessee in a tight game, and then I got the Saints winning handily over the Chicago Bears, something like 31-10, 31-7, something like that. And then in the nightcap on Sunday night, I have the Cleveland Browns winning a stunner, 20-17, 21-20, something like that. So appreciate you guys. It's been a while. I like being back, talking sports, talking football. My prayers to everyone out there. Stay safe. COVID-19 has been crazy, has put an uproar. I'm just happy that we were able to get through the year, been able to watch some really good football. And I'll be back after Wildcard weekend to give you my picks for next week's game. So thank you. Peace out. Hit me up on all the social media platforms. On Instagram, you can find me at Sean Ford. On Twitter, at Judgmental Mind. And click and watch this video on YouTube. Share it with your buddies. The real. Unfiltered, straight, dope. I give it to you straight. Some people don't want to say the things that I say and call it the way I call it, but that's how I see it. So, love you. See you next time.